Down in East Cork, there is a bit of a kerfuffle or a schmozzle or a controversy concerning Dairygold and plans to dump wastewater into Cork Harbour. It's the Mogeely Dairygold branch. Seamus Wheelahan is a journalist based in East Cork and formerly of this parish as well. You were around the newsroom for a while. Seamus, freelancing with us. Good to talk to you again. Good morning to you.
Good morning, PJ.
Seamus, what is this about?
Well, there's a bit of a heated debate about how far a community should go to accommodate economic development. Basically what happened was earlier in the year, Mogeely Dairygold partnered with Tine SA, it's Norway's largest farmer-owned dairy cooperative, to produce cheese at the Mogeely site. So in order to meet Tine's requirements, they're going to develop a brand new cheese factory in Mogeely, which will create 67 jobs. Now, part of that planning application that went into Cork County Council was to construct a 14-kilometre pipeline from Mogeely through Churchtown North, down through Watery Cross and into Rathcorsey in East Ferry to discharge 290 million gallons of wastewater a year, treated wastewater, I must say. Now,
it wouldn't be polluting, no?
Well, you see, it would contain fats, oils and greases.
Okay.
Now, looking at the way they're going to do it is they're going to release it on two ebb tides. So there'll be 3 million litres a day released on two ebb tides. So basically they're expecting the 1.5 million litres to be brought out to sea on one ebb tide. Then new waters will come in and meet the new discharge and take that away as well.
So it'll be all taken off on the tide.
And all taken
through
off the
tide.
tide.
Through a 14-kilometre pipe?
Yeah. Now, there is a more direct route for them because if you're looking at where they're going at the moment, now I have my suspicions as to why they are doing it. Now, they haven't really answered my question as to why Rathcorsey was selected. But a more direct route would be to pipe it from Mogeely directly into the ocean at either Garryvoe or Ballycotton. Whereas where it's situated at the moment, Rathcorsey is 1 kilometre up the East Ferry estuary. It's also a protected site both to the south and north of the pipe for migratory birds. It's also an area that is of high residencies for foraging sea bass, which are a protected species.
You've been writing about this in the East Cork Journal, Seamus. What are the principal issues that are bothering people?
Well, a lot of the issues that are bothering people are the fats and oils that will be released into the area because they fear that it will have an impact on the ecology of the area, because anything that you do to the environment for the sea bass could push them away and they may not come back. They're protected under EU law because they were overfished. So they're afraid that I suppose the oils, they won't be flushed out, because the way the estuary works is that once the tide is going out and one part of it is coming in and another, there's a lot of eddies there, so the tides don't, it doesn't really move at the sides. And also, if there's a southwesterly wind, which are the predominant winds in Cork Harbour, it will blow the fats and greases back in. Now, another issue as well, PJ, looking at the 4,000-page environmental impact study, the Dairygold will need to produce a brand new wastewater treatment plant. They have covered the EIS study with everything that they need to take into account when they're building it, bar one crucial piece of information. And quoting from the EIS directly, it's regarding the untreated water that's going into the wastewater treatment plant. It states no information is available on the pH or the fog characteristics of the wastewater.
It's all a little bit complex, I suppose.
So
but this is something that's likely to dominate?
What I mean there, PJ, is that in order to know what's coming out of a wastewater treatment plant, you need to know what's going into it first.
I understand.
So we don't know what the fats, oils and greases, what percentage of those will be in the waters that will be discharged into East Ferry. Okay. And that's the point I was trying to make.
Is this something, Seamus, that's likely to dominate the discussion in East Cork throughout 2017, do you think?
It is, because people have until the 20th of January to make a submission to Cork County Council, but it's okay for the people in Mogeely, because obviously it's creating work, but the people down in East Ferry, like Charlie Hayes and other people like that, it's impacting on their community.
On their future.
They weren't consulted at the beginning. I believe Charlie found out the planning application by accident.
Well, Charlie's actually on the other line, so I'm going to talk to him about it now. But Seamus, thanks for briefing us on that, and we will be watching it, I've no doubt, with interest during 2017. To all of you in the East Cork Journal, have a good Christmas, all right?
And you too, PJ.
Take care, cheers. 1850 715 996. Now, as Seamus mentioned, Charlie Hayes, and he lives in an area that will be directly affected by this. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning, PJ. How are you?
Good. I suppose jobs are jobs and they're always welcome, but it's at the other end of this pipeline that you're worried.
That's right. I mean, let me say in the beginning that myself and many other people around here in our local residents association, we have nothing at all against Dairygold per se, and nothing at all against any appropriate development that they'd make to their facilities in Mogeely or anywhere else. But we have a very big problem about what they're proposing regarding the effluent from these plants. And if I may say so, the following the 14-kilometre pipe, the outfall point for this effluent is what we locals call the head of the ferry. It's right on the north side of the East Ferry channel. Now, if you've ever been to East Ferry, PJ, you will agree it's one of the most beautiful, picturesque areas in Ireland. Absolutely out of the world. And it leads on to the second best natural harbour in the world. So this is a very special area. And also, as Seamus mentioned there a while ago, it is sandwiched between two environmentally protected zones. The one to the north of the island, which is only metres away from the outfall point, from the pipes that will deposit the material, is environmentally protected, and the sloblands also to the south and southwest of East Ferry at Saline Creek is another environmentally protected area. And you know that area.
They're all very, they are. Yeah. You see, I suppose what will happen is, if you're going to build this, it has to come out somewhere. So if you're saying it can't come out in our place, where can it come out?
No, what I'm saying is that it's most inappropriate to do what they're proposing to do. Now, I'm not saying where it should come out, but what I'm saying is this. First of all, the volumes is unbelievable. The application talks about 3,000 to rising to 4,000 maximum cubic metres a day. Now, PJ, that 4,000 cubic metres is 4 million litres a day. Just to think about this, it's like as if almost every person in Munster, in Leinster, including Dublin, and in Connacht, deposited 1 litre of effluent, treated effluent, into the head of the ferry every single day. This is huge.
You said how many cubic metres a day?
They're mentioning 3,000 cubic metres, rising to a maximum of 4,000 cubic metres.
Well, if you could imagine that a cubic metre, for people who are trying to put their heads around it, a cubic metre is roughly a cube the size of a washing machine.
That's right.
Or a dishwasher. So you're talking about 3,000 to 4,000 dishwashers worth of water coming out in there. It's probably going to dominate the debate for more than for most of 2017.
I'm afraid it will. And I think there, and as just mentioned earlier on, this material coming out, most of it anyway, there's some of it untreated, but most of it is treated. But that doesn't mean it's clean, because the application makes mention that they're intending to improve the effluent to the status of what they call grey water. Now, if you look up the definition of grey water anywhere, it means the sort of thing, PJ, that comes out of, say, your kitchen sink. Mm-hmm. Now, the stuff coming out of the kitchen sink, as anyone will know, is it contains fats, oils and grease. And those fats, oils and grease, and this is admitted in the application, do not all dissolve in water. And what happens then is that they slowly and inexorably build up to the sort of smelly, filthy gunge that anyone with the misfortune of having a kitchen soakaway that bungs up, as they all do out here in the country, that's the sort of thing you're dealing with.
And 4,000 cubic metres at that a day is risky.
Exactly.
I have no doubt, Charlie, it's something we will return to in the new year when people like me have had a better chance to read our way through it and we'll know more about it. But for now, I'm glad you brought it to our attention.
Can I just say one other thing before I go? The application also states that the effluent from the pipes, the treated effluent, is lighter than water. You know this stuff that comes up. It's like the stuff on top of a grease trap, and it will rise to the surface and dissipate. This is what they're saying. Now, the place it's rising to the surface is right down through East Ferry, one of the most beautiful places in Ireland. And then they'll say, because it's going out at ebb tide only, that it will all go out the harbour and disappear. This is what they're saying, that 80% of it disappears. Like the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace, and new water there, and it's the word they use, new water comes in. I'm in my 70s. I've lived here by the side of this water for nearly all of my life. And no one in this area believes one word of that. Because we know ourselves from experience, PJ. If we lose a boat, if we lose a moorings, and we've lost bodies from time to time too, never, ever, ever have they been found outside of Roach's Point. They move around the harbour, and that's what will happen this stuff too, and come back in again and gradually pollute the area, including the protected areas.
Okay, all right,
I hope I haven't kept you too long.
No, you're fine. I've no doubt we will return to it in the new year.
Yes, indeed.
But I'm glad it's been brought to our attention.
I wish you a happy Christmas and all our listeners a happy Christmas.
All right. Thank you very much, Charlie. The same to you. 1850 715